mowed this off sooner. I think I'm gonna knock a lot of oats out. But yeah, it is falling out. But that's alright. I don't really give a shit. We're growing alfalfa here, not oats. And it's gonna get so damn weedy. So call oats. To go right up between these branches. I should cut some of these off, I guess. You're gonna ride on the wipers ain't keeping up very well. Running out of this field again. Boy, it dumped, didn't it? I still got ice outside this morning yet. I think it was a good year to plant trees. The kids got these from school. I don't know if it was the Arbor Day Foundation or what, but they come home with 10 spruce trees, and I think every single one of them grew. We just put a slot in the ground and shoved them in. I think we watered them when we planted them once. And every one of them is alive yet. Well, we've got the old dummy head or pickup head out. I bought this from my wife's uncle down south here. And it's an old one with the metal teeth yet, and there's a bunch missing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in a row there. But anyway, I thought we would try it on this combine this year to see. I know there's always some issues. You can see how these sprockets aren't lining up. There's quite a gap right under here. See that? It's not closing up tight, and that's because this reverser here is hitting. And I don't know how much. I don't know how much support that is. What does that take care of? Not a lot. There's not much on this head anymore. I think if I just cut a hole in it, cut a notch in it, it should be okay. Yeah, they call this an 100 series head. This is before the like 220, 213, 215. And most of these are just a rigid. I don't think they had a floating cutter bar on here unless it was aftermarket. We had one that had a love bar, which was an aftermarket cutter bar system on here. It's supposed to float, and it did, but yeah, it was kind of a joke. But I suppose back in the day when, they were nice. The sickle ran off of this. Is just offset here, and then it come up here with a rod, and it just kind of walked back and forth. It wasn't really a wobble box like they got now, but so all that's been removed off of this. It was a grain head, and they just put this pickup on it. Probably they used this head because it was cheap. Why ruin a good flex head or something when you can just use one of these? They made actual pickup heads. Like I think they're like a 214. But for some reason, guys think those are a few $1,000s, where this one I think I give $500 for. So for no more than it gets used, that's good enough. And I think we'll just get the torch and start trimming, and whatever happens, happens. So, all right. Well, I guess I need to make my semicircle a little larger. It's hitting on the top and the bottom. How much more of a gap do we have? Oh, that's almost closed up. So if we just trim a little up here and a little down here. The problem is I had like 3 layers of metal I was going through, and that's a pain in the ass to try to cut through that. Get through one, and then the other next level or next layer isn't even warm yet. So, all right, we'll get that. Sprockets are almost lined up. We'll torch a little more, hack some more on it. Doesn't look like it hits, but I think we'll remove a little more. Let's see, right off of that knob there. Right where it's about 3 layers. love it. What do you think? We got a 1/4 inch there between it all. This here, I think we got to adjust this a little bit. I think these are probably slotted or something. We can finagle that a little bit, but yeah. That's just off a little bit here. Move this bearing holder over a little, it should be fine. Okay, here's the end. What do you think? Look at it sideways here. That's almost like what you would buy in a store. Yeah. Nice hack job on there. All right, that's it. Well, good news is the windrower I got that started. I had a battery out of the wife's car that I put in there, and it fired. Well, I had to crank on it a lot. I don't think it had any gas in its line, but the gas smelled a little bit questionable, but we'll put some fresh in there and blend it, and maybe I'll get a can of stable to put in there too. Because that thing hasn't moved in the last I windrowed with that. Might have been some rye or else oats. That rusty oats I did a few years back. So it hasn't moved in at least 2 years, maybe longer. The battery out of the wife's car is what I replaced that last winter. It seemed like it had good voltage and stuff, just not enough for the car anymore for some reason. But I ended up putting it in the 620, and the 620 fired right up, choked it a little bit, and yeah, so that's in the 620 now. The battery, that was also too big for the windrower anyway. It wouldn't fit. It would start hitting some pulleys and stuff, and so I got to get a smaller battery for the windrower.